Isang kontrobersyal na audio recording ni Pangulong Kuting Jr. at unang ginang Lizata Nasmags ang kumalat ngayon sa social media. Sa naturang recording, narinig umano ang mag-asawa na nag-uusap tungkol sa ilang mga transaksyon na may kinalaman sa mga isyong katiwalian. Agad itong nagdulot ng pag-aalboroto sa publiko na nananawagan ng masusing imbestigasyon upang malaman ang katotohanan sa likod ng audio clip. Hindi maiwasang maglabas ng saloobin ang ilang kilalang personalidad sa gobyerno at ilang sektor ng lipunan. Ayon sa ilang eksperto, ang nag-leak na audio ay maaaring maging pangunahing ebidensya sa anumang kasong isasampal laban sa mag-asawa. Sa kabila nito, maring itinanggi ng Malacanang ang naturang recording na tinawag nilang isang pekeng balita at bahagi ng kampanya para sirain ng administrasyon. Sa gitna ng kontrobersya, naglabas ng pahayag ang ilang mambabatas na nananawagan sa mga ahensya ng gobyerno na magsagawa ng independent na imbestigasyon. Samantala, patuloy na binabantayan ng publiko ang magiging hakbang ng Korte Suprema at Kongreso sa isyong ito. Ang nasabing audio recording ay posibleng magdulot ng mas malaking pagsubok sa kasalukuyang administrasyon habang patuloy na nananawagan ng bayan sa hustisya at katotohanan. At yan nga ang mga balitang ating abangan ngayong araw. Para sa mas marami pang makabuluhang balita at napapanahong impormasyon, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe sa Pinas Balita. Sama-sama nating subaybayan ang mga susunod na isyu at maging bahagi ng pagbabago sa ating bayan.
Exactly what happened to me. Exactly what happened to Ate Claire. Claire Maharlika. Oh.
Right.
For as long as nagamit niya, ginamit niya, tapos binasura niya. Me, the same way. They ostracized me. Meron pang iba dyan that I know na they ostracized after they have been used. So that's why, ang tawag ko kay Lisa, the most transactional person I've ever come to meet in this planet in 50 years I've existed.
Right, right. Wow.
Well, very clear. Yung pagiging transactional ni Lisa, I think it is demonstrated by the fact that, you know, you use people. Nag-iiyak kayo noong 2016 na natalo kayo sa eleksyon, dinaya kayo ni Smartmatic. And then, noong 2022, because iba na ang interest mo noong 2022, yung inaaway mo ng bonggang-bongga noong 2016, ngayon, you're very willing to talk to them, to transact with them.
Yes.
You know, ito yung gusto ko sabihin kanina na hindi ko na naituloy, na yung vileness ni yung cruel, very cruel and very vile personality ni Lisa is really demonstrated dito sa election, how they handled the election issue.
Yes.
Kasi nung nadaya ka, galit ka kasi nadaya ka. Hindi ka galit dahil pangit yung sistema ng eleksyon. Wala ka talagang wala talaga sa equation mo yung pagpapabuti ng polisiya o ng sistema para sa kapwa mo Pilipino. You are just really looking after yourself because at that time, you want the vice presidency so bad. Diba? And now, because 2022 election, move on ka na dun sa vice presidency. Presidency na anong gusto mo. So, ngayon, pwede ka na, yun willing siyang kainin yung mga dinura niya noong 2016 just to get what she wanted for 2022. Yeah. Yes,
I'll go back doon sa sinabi mo, Ate Joey. Na you wanted the vice president so bad, she had to manipulate the Supreme Court to make her husband win. To make it clear to the public. Ano bang minanipula ni Lisa Marcos? Minanipula niya na mananalo sa protesta yung kaya asawa because she wanted him to be vice president. She wanted it so badly. And now here comes along, lumuhod si Smartmatic sa kanila and the rest is history.
Attorney Glenn, having been said all of that of Lisa's character, you being in the inside, no, during the campaign, during the unity team and everything, no, do you think that itong ginagawa nila kay Inday Sara ngayon at sa mga Duterte was premeditated, calculated and schemed by not just Lisa but even Marcos Jr. way before the unity team was formulated, quote unquote?
Ang masasabi ko, Kuyang Ebi, Ate Joey, mga kababayan, is this. Malinawin ko uli, ha. Si drug addict, susunod lang yan sa kumpas ni drug pusher. So, si drug addict, si Marcos Jr., susunod lang yan sa kumpas ni Lisa Marcos na siya yung drug pusher. Okay? I don't hide my disdain for this kind of people. At the time of the campaign, natandaan ko pa, tuwang-tuwa si Lisa Marcos, si drug pusher, na pumayag si Inday Sara na mag-vice president kay drug addict. Kasi kung naglaban si drug addict at si Inday Sara, talo si drug addict, hindi man nanalo si drug addict. Panalo si Inday Sara. So, you can just imagine the heart of drug pusher leaping with joy na pumayag si Inday Sara na mag-slide down to vice president. Pero right from there, at that time, siguro na Kuyang Ebi, Ate Joey, prior to the meeting with Smartmatic, wala pa silang inisip na ganun. Wala pa silang inisip na ganun. Prior to the meeting with Smartmatic. But at the time na nag-meeting sila ng Smartmatic, inayos nila yung manipulasyon ng additional na boto kay Marcos Jr. at pinanalo yung anak. So, ang offer ni Smartmatic, we can also make your son president of the Philippines. So, doon pumasok lahat yung calculation nila. We need to get rid of Inday Sara this early. Diba? Kasi, we have to make a distinction. October 2021, nung nag-file si drug addict at si Pangulong pabagsak maya-maya. So, nag-file sila. From that time, October 2021 to March 2022, bago ang meeting ng Smartmatic, wala pa sa equation yata yun. Wala pa sa equation yun. Basta, they just went along. Although, si Lisa Marcos really disliked Inday Sara. Hindi talaga niya gusto si Inday Sara. Si drug pusher ito. Pero nung nag-meeting na sila ng Smartmatic, nabago na yung equation. Nabago na yung calculation. Kasi Smartmatic was offering a lifeline na gawing presidente yung anak. O, di ba? Gawin din nilang presidente yung anak. So, ang problem is,
parang assurance.
Hindi pa siya qualified sa 2028.
Parang may assurance.
Yes. So, nung tinanim kay Miss Transactional, kay Miss Transaction yung kanyang yung idea na yung kanyang anak ay pwede ring maging presidente. Nabago yung equation. We need to get rid of Inday Sara.
Biglang light bulb moment niya yun.
Yes. Oo. Light bulb moment siya. Sana nasunog na lang. So, maybe light bulb moment. So, kailangan isingit si Tamba to hold the fort until 2024 when the son qualifies for president. So, that is when we need to get rid of Inday Sara. So, the moment nagsimula sila, actually, bago pa lang nagsimula sila, they already started to undermine Inday Sara.
That's the problem with the...
And to think na si Inday Sara is the only... Hello, Ate Joey. Okay. To think that si Inday Sara is the only legitimate, highest elected official of the land.
That's the problem with Attorney Glenn, Kuyang Ibi, with transactional people, because they have no principles. They are just going to make a decision on what is favorable to them at the moment. Diba? Probably,
that's true.
So probably the reason why they were so keen in getting
Ate Joey,
is
meron ako
because
example
it's
dyan.
favorable to them. Yes, Attorney Glenn.
Meron ako sample dyan. Yung example dyan, yung sinabi mo most favorable to them. At the time, si Hubert Guevara nagamit din niya yan. Pabor sa kanya lahat. Yun. In fact, pinakuha niya si Hubert Guevara, the late Hubert Guevara, ng private jet sa Davao. Because Hubert was playing football in Davao at the time. Pinakuha ni Lisa Marcos si Hubert ng private jet. At pinadala, diniretso sa Malacanang. Sabi ka, si Hubert naman ang nagkwento sa akin. Naka-city shorts lang siya. Pagdating doon, in-announce ni drug pusher kay drug addict, "This is your senior deputy executive secretary." You see? You see? Hindi si drug addict ang pumili. Pinakuha ng private jet ni drug pusher si Hubert Guevara sa Davao, pinadiretso sa Malacanang, at in-announce ni drug pusher kay drug addict, "This is your senior deputy executive secretary." Less than 2 years later, yung senior deputy executive secretary pala, ang rango pala niyan, cabinet rank, cabinet secretary. Less than 2 years later, tinapo na si Hubert sa Securities and Exchange Commission as commissioner. Hindi pa chairman, commissioner. Na ang rango ay assistant secretary. 2 ranks lower. Demoted 2 ranks lower and promoted out of Malacanang. So you see, Hubert lost in the intrigues game in the court of drug pusher. So you see, yan yung example ng transaction. Somebody must have come along with a better proposition.
Better offer, a better proposition. Yes, agree. Agree.
Yes, better offer. Kaya Kuyang AB, Ate Joey, wala akong regrets na sa aking decision not to serve them. Di ba? Nasa affidavit ko yan. Pinakita na ni Hubert, nilabas ni Hubert yung listahan ng mga bakanting posisyon sa gobyerno. Nag-meeting kami na dito ako, nandun siya sa harap ko. Sabi siya, eto na, ang listahan. Pumili ka na rito. Sabi ko, you keep your list. I will not beg for crumbs. Tira-tira na lang yan. Sabi ko sa iya, tira-tira na lang yan. I don't want to serve under Marcos. Sabi ko, kilala ko si Lisa. I don't want to serve under them. Kasi anytime they will cut my head off if I do not please them.
If you are of no use anymore for them.
Yes. Sinabi ko sa kanila, I'm not going to serve under Marcos because ayokong mapahiya. Ayokong magurkur in public. Kasi yung babae, yung bruha na yan, walang hiya yan. At walang emosyon yan. Basta kung gusto niyang putulin ang ulo mo, o putulin niya. Figuratively speaking.
May I think we can have this as our last question for today, unless Kuyang Ibi meron ka pang question. With your affidavit na yung mga ganyan yung nakipag-meeting siya and anything, at may iba pang mga ebidensya leaning towards doon sa mga pakikialam ni First Lady Lisa Marcos. Ni
Yes, lady.
Bruhang to. Ayan. Ang tawag dito? Naisip ko parang, tangin na, ang hirap kasing galangin, nakakabuisit eh.
Hindi ko talaga ginagalang yan, tupa na yan.
Tawa yung sasampalin mo eh. Sige, go, Attorney Glenn.
No, actually, Ate Joey, it was my way of catching everybody's attention. Ayaw niyo makinig sa akin kasi di ba, they were trying to limit me in social media, di ba? Yung affidavit ko, yung unang pinost, 500 shares lang yun. Ngayong nirepost ko, there's almost 1,000 shares. Kasi di ba, Ate Joey, sabi mo, tinanggal nila. Si Ate Joey ang nag-report nun eh. So, nirepost ko, it has twice as much share as the original. So, sinililimit nila ako sa mainstream media, sa social media, kung gano'n hindi sampalin kita, do it in public para everybody will, parang it will jolt everybody to action. Ayan, nagkomento yung mga congressmen. Di, mas lalong na lumaganap yung, guys, I have a meeting with the owners of Smartmatic.
Correct. You think it's possible that lawsuits will come will come to Lisa's way. Dahil, kasi,
Yes, I'm
hindi
definite
naman
about
siya immune eh. Di ba? Immune. Hindi naman extended sa kanya yung immunity from suit, di ba, Attorney Glenn?
Walang immunity ang fierce lady. Sabi ko fierce ha, hindi first. Yung fierce lady.
But are there any groups or any interested groups to na perhaps you must aggrieve or whatnot na to really go after her? Kasi, you know, tinkering with our election system is really parang...
Somebody asked my permission last week if they can use my affidavit to file a case against Lisa Marcos for election offense. Ang sabi ko, by all means, do it. I will testify. By all means, do it. And I'm encouraging all other lawyers groups or cause-oriented groups. The affidavit is nandyan naman po sa aking nakapin po yung post dyan. That's the first you will see in my Facebook wall. You can read it. It's 15 pages. If you want to file a case against Lisa Marcos, by all means do it. I give you authority, and you just tell me when is the date of the hearing, and I will testify.
Yeah, she filed, well, not exactly, but from their camp, they gave you 4 disbarment cases. Ay, nawala si Attorney Glenn.
Ay, nawala.
4 disbarment cases kay Attorney Glenn.
Yes.
Ayan, nagko-connect si Attorney Glenn.
Nagko-connect siya. Ang last ko lang question sa
wait lang po yung Ibi. 4 disbarment cases against Attorney Glenn. So parang gusto ko ring makita pag si Lisa ba na disbar, kaya parang how is she going to defend herself? 'Di ba? Parang ano to, magandang laban to. Dapat 'di ba? Disbar si Lisa Marcos. I mean, she is ashamed. She is she is an embarrassment sa legal profession.
Tama.
No, Ate Joey, Kuyang Ebi, actually nire-reserve ko yung pang-apat na disbarment ko. Nire-reserve ko yung ultimate na bala ko doon. Kapag I receive the order to file an answer doon sa 4th disbarment, ito yung pagsampal-sampal sa kanya. Ang nag-file nito yung Deputy Commissioner ng Immigration. When I receive that order to file an answer, rest assured, Lisa Marcos, i-detalye ko doon how you manipulated the Supreme Court and tell them, between you and me, sino ang dapat i-disbar.
Gusto ko yan. Gusto ko yan.
Connect ko yan. Last ko, kay Attorney Glenn. Halimbawa,
yes, sir.
Isasubmit yung affidavit mo doon sa District Court ni Mother Dinga, no? At doon sa Department of Homeland Security with regards to this case, no? Sa Smartmatic, no? Pag nasubmit ba yan, is there a possibility that you will be summoned as a witness and testify?
Yes, it is possible. Yes.
Okay.
It is possible, sir. It is possible, maybe, Ate Joey.
Right. Wow.
Tsaka, if they want to win their case, they should put me on the witness stand. I can easily convince the jury.
Exactly.
Yun talaga ang sinabi ko sa
Yun yung exciting doon, no? Yun yung exciting doon kasi that's going to be an international.
Actually, Ate Joey, maybe sabi ko kay Ate Claire, when I testify in court, mag-live tayo sa courthouse, ha? Mag-live tayo sa steps ng courthouse. Nandito na tayo sa...
Ay, nadi-disconnect siya, no? Nagugurgur ang internet connection ni... Ayan, Attorney Glenn, you were saying?
Yes, okay, go ahead.
Sabi ko na pag nag-testify na tayo dyan sa korte, Ate Claire, mag-live tayo doon sa steps ng courthouse para ipakita natin na montok na tayo rito. Nag-testify na tayo. But, guys, I believe I can convince the American jury far easier than I think so. Kasi American jury, these are ordinary people. You just have to speak for them, frankly.
Mhm.
Ako naman, hindi naman ako magsasalita kung wala akong basihan. Mahirap eh.
Tama.
Kaya yun nga, the reason why I survived all these years fighting Smartmatic. And remember, doon sa hearing ng petition nila sa COMELEC, mangiyak-ngiyak doon si Commissioner Christian Lim, ang dating commissioner ng COMELEC na ginawang abogado ng Smartmatic. Mangiyak-ngiyak siya doon, sinabi niya, bakit hindi nyo kinakasuhan si Glenn Chong? Oh, bakit mo inuutosan ng COMELEC na kasuhan ako? Ba't hindi kayo magkakaso sa akin? Exactly, they can't sue me because alam nila na may hawak ako sa kanila. Hindi naman ako mag-imbento ng istorya, no? Oh, imagine, si One American News nag-report lang, kinasuhan ng $2 billion. Si Newsmax, nag-report din, kinasuhan din nila ng $2 billion. Siyam ito eh. Siyam na Newsmax, One American News. Isa-isahin ko yan, sir. Kuyang AB, Ate Joey, isa-isahin ko yan, padalhan ko yan ng affidavit ko tsaka declaration ko. Ala, sige, if you want your case dismissed, get me. Oh. Kasi alam ko atras is you see, kung gumawa lang ako ng istorya, kung gumagawa lang ako ng istorya, matagal na akong kinasuhan. Matagal na akong na-disbar. Oh. But against the truth cannot be any defense. Because the truth admits of only one version of the story. And I insist na yung version ko, tama yun. Right. May ebidensya ako dyan, ng dinadaya ni Smartmatic, yung binibenta nila yung eleksyon natin. So paano na lang tayo? Kaya nga, Ate Joey, mga Kuyang Ebi, mga kababayan, yung 5,500 flood control projects ni Marcos, naglaho, pumalpak talaga big time nung bumaha. Because
walang physical manifestation.
Oo, that's a physical manifestation of outright corruption. Ang natira, ang flood, nawala ang control.
Ang flood nawala ang control. Ayan. Totoo.
Ang flood ang natira, nawala ang control. Alam niyo kung paano binababoy ang budget natin nila Martin Romualdez. That's another. I hope there's one person I hope he will talk. Siya kasi nagpipid sa akin ng mga congressman to. Congressman to, Ate Joy, you know him. But I don't think he will talk in public about these things kasi baka naman siya naman ang gurgurin. Ako, hindi kasi ako kasama. Hindi kasi ako nila maabot ng kanilang ethics committee. Diba? Hindi nila. I'm beyond the reach of their ethics committee kasi hindi na ako congressman. Nung sampal-sampal, may propose na iimbestigahan nyo sa ethics committee. Sabi ng ethics committee, hindi pwede, out of reach na yan namin. So I am free because hindi nila ako matakot-takot. Pero yun nga, sabi ng kaibigan natin, Joey Kuyang Ebi, binababoy talaga ng budget natin. Binababoy talaga. So yung 5,500 flood control projects na pinagyayabang ni Marcos, sinampal siya ng Diyos, the next day bumaha. Di ba? Sinabi niya yun, the day before, bumaha the next day. Ang flood ang natira na wala ang control kasi ninakaw ang pera.
Tama, ayan. Sa pa mapupunta yan, di ba? Prior to that, meron pa silang mga pinagmamalaki na comprehensive flood control project. Kasi Bunuan ang nagsabi nito, September 2022, DPWH Secretary Bunuan said that the first major project of the BBM administration is a comprehensive flood control project in Bulacan and Pampanga. That's supposed to be a T+